the PBC tried to manipulate the media against Terence Crawford. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. He got this loud ass truck right here. He just sitting here like, don't know why, but but yeah, they tried to manipulate. They tried to manipulate the media. They did manipulate casuals. They manipulated the media, the narrative of Errol Spence being big, too strong. Who said that the most? The casual fans said that the most. I went to watch the fight at David Buster's, and everybody in there, for the most part, was picking Errol Spence. Even people I came with was picking Errol Spence. And they said, well, I think Errol too big, too strong. In my opinion, you know, looking on TV, I didn't see a big enough size advantage to say, damn. I can see if somebody went in the ring and they was Manny Pacquiao size and the other fighter was Paul Williams size. And then at the end of the day, that don't always mean nothing unless you know how to use your height, your reach, and your size, your physical dominance, or whatever. I mean, this dude, he just gonna sit here. I don't know why he's sitting here today, but and they supposed to be on the timer and shit. I hope you don't think I'm unloading that today, because I'm not. But now he turned off. Somebody turned my ear on and shit. That's crazy. Now he turns it off. But I know he did. So I don't know. But it is what it is. We're gonna deal with it. But yeah, they tried to manipulate the media and shit into and the casual fans into believing that Terence Crawford, I can't take that. I literally can't take him leaving that truck on the road. Yeah, you know, they tried to manipulate the media and fans, and they did. And believing Errol Spence is too big, too strong. When I looked at Errol Spence, I didn't see a huge size advantage between Errol and Terence Crawford. Everybody always look at somebody's upper body and look at their back, and that's cool. You look at Terence Crawford's legs. Terence Crawford, a bottom heavy guy. Manny Pacquiao was a bottom heavy guy. Floyd had a nice size, you know, legs too. He wasn't the smallest guy in the legs, so you know, people act like I'm looking like I don't see a real advantage. Maybe an inch and a half or an inch in height advantage. I didn't see him being the naturally bigger guy. I don't really fucking see it. I remember Crawford beating Dongo. He ballooned up to 180. Mikey Garcia was 180 at one point. So when they got to talking about big and strong, I just never really seen like the massive size advantage. I didn't really see how people say, oh, he's just so much bigger, and I'm just like, okay. But that was the narrative. It's like PBC put out a secret chain letter or a CC group text message to tell everybody from Kenny Porter, from Sean Porter, he didn't know who he was gonna pick. He like a girl, they got she said mother 2 in her bio, then a rainbow flag after it. like which pick a side, sis. You know, he couldn't even pick a size. I mean, you know, you had so many people over there just pushing the narrative at PBC. You had a host of dudes in Philly saying, oh, Earl too big, too strong. Earl, you know, Terence Crawford ain't did this. And they conditioned people to think Terence Crawford didn't fight nobody. And I'm going to speak on that too. Right? They conditioned people to think Terence Crawford ain't fight nobody. And if you think Terence Crawford ain't fought nobody, you don't know shit about boxing. Yep, you don't know nothing about boxing. You shouldn't be sitting here arguing with nobody, trying to sell information, trying to tell nobody nothing. But I'm going to get to that towards the middle or the end of the video. Because you shouldn't be giving no advice out. Alright? But, nonetheless, they tried to push a narrative, and it worked. And when somebody told me, well, Myron said, well, PBC is known for doing a better marketing job. And I think that got a lot to do with Viacom. Because you think about, you know, Walt Disney owning ESPN. Okay, they own Walt Disney. They sold a whole bunch of the FS1 regional channels. But kids don't care nothing about boxing for real. You know, you think about Viacom, they got Nickelodeon, they got MTV, they had BET, VH1, they had a host of Paramount Network, used to be Spike. That shit damn near a real life monopoly until they sold some of that stuff. VH1 and BET supposed to be selling the Tyler Perry. That's the good word on the street. So you got to understand, their communications reach is dope. They reaching the hipsters, they reaching the adults, they reaching the women, they reaching the kids, they reaching the men. You know what I'm saying? They got Showtime Sports, CBS Sports. I mean, I don't even know all they own. Paramount Network Plus, the app. You know what I'm saying? They might own a host of other things too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they marketing, that's the best thing they ever market more than any other fighter. You know, that's the best thing they ever market. Really, Floyd Mayweather was mass marketed by Top Rank and HBO. Let's be real. Al Heyman just had a few ideas. So that's the best thing they ever market over there at PBC, was the narrative that Errol Spence was too big, too strong, and for Terence Crawford, and he ain't fight nobody. You ask anybody who don't know nothing about boxing, Ebro said it the best in the interview he did with Hot 97 with Terence Crawford, him and Rosenberg. He said it best. He said, you know, most casual fans picked Errol Spence, but guys, people who knew boxing picked Terence Crawford. You know, and that's how unless you had some type of fandom or some emotional ties to Errol Spence that exempt you from Errol Spence, I mean like family, something like that, you know, you was a fucking casual. You really believe that. And these casuals had the audacity to sit here and grab their crotch and try to go blow for blow with people who know boxing. If you talk to boxers from Bivol to Canelo Alvarez, Sean Porter when he felt like it, they all picked Terence Crawford. I believe guys like Kenny Porter, I believe guys like them dudes out there in Philly, a lot of the managers riding Errol Spence jockstrap out there. Not all them guys. Gervonta Davis, Adrian Broner, looking sick like he bet the whole EBT, WIC, cash, food stamps, baby milk, the whole black card, his debit card, his damn everything. His Regions debit card, his Wells Fargo's medical card, bank card. He bet the house on Errol Spence. Sick. Al Heyman had them push that shit through the media to avoid reckoning day. But Errol Spence heard people in his community in Dallas saying, well, he really don't want to fight Errol Spence. Or Terence Crawford, he don't really want to fight Terence Crawford. And his pride got the best of him. No matter how much y'all say, well, Errol don't have emotions. Oh, he got emotions all right. Because if he was an emotionless guy and he controlled his emotions, he would have been able to duck with pride. He couldn't let himself do it. He had to go in there and take that fucking shellac. And he knew from day one that he couldn't fuck with Terence Crawford. Before Crawford got to the welterweight division. And PBC did their best job to protect him. And they did a great job. Had he moved up, said, I couldn't make the weight no more. You know, some people would have killed him in the box community. Some people in Dallas would have killed him. So what? He still would have moved on, got a Canelo day, got stretched out, got his money the long way, and kept it moving. But as a man with some type of honor, some type of code, he did what a real man do. He strapped his nuts on. He fought Terence Crawford. Even though he got his ass whooped, and he didn't quit. That's the worst thing he could have did. I'd rather him not take the fight than go through the shit that he would have went through had he quit. He took the ass whooping. And I respect him for getting in the ring when the powers that be didn't want him to get in the ring. I respect him for not quitting and fighting. I respect him as a fighter. A lot of the sucker shit that he did in between this fight, Terence Crawford was like, oh man, you know, he acted like it didn't happen. Fuck that. I didn't respect him as a fighter, some of the things, how he was moving, some of the things he was saying. But he got the ultimate badge of respect from me. He earned this shit in the ring. He went out like a real one. He went out on his shield. He didn't quit. You know, he fought to the end. And I respect the hell out of that. But it don't change some of the sucker shit they did to bamboozle Terence Crawford in the media and make him wait 5 years. And in the process of waiting 5 years, they ruined his name, dragged his name through the mud. Lied, say, leave Bob, we can happen expeditiously. That didn't work. You know? And guess what? All that hating, Kenny said, well, you know, I eat my words, you know, Terence Crawford was the better man. Nigga, you knew Terence Crawford was gonna win. And then you sat there and you tried to I can't even think of the word right now. Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. he tried to, I can't think. He tried to mess up Terence Crawford win over Sean Porter. He tried to, I'm still trying to legal or he tried to mess up, somebody go send a comment. He tried to mess up Terence Crawford win over Sean Porter. With retirement and throwing the towel in and trying to move it back and then picking Errol Spence and all that. And then for years they pushed through the media Terence Crawford hadn't fought nobody. Look here, I beat the guy that beat Manny Pacquiao. I dusted him. It wasn't even close. The Pacquiao-Horn fight was competitive. I dusted dude that knocked out Lucas Matisse when Danny Garcia couldn't knock him out. I dusted off Victor Postal and Danny Garcia ducked Victor Postal because he was on Danny Garcia undercard. They paid him to step aside and they ducked him. Gamboa, and I stand on this. And Terence Crawford may not agree with this. From all the fights that I've seen from Terence Crawford, Gamboa is still the overall most talented fighter that Terence Crawford ever fought. Yorgis Gamboa at that time was a boogeyman. Hand speed, awkwardness, balance, power, the whole nine. Yorgis Gamboa is the most talented fighter that I've seen Terence Crawford in the ring with as a professional. Felix Diaz wasn't a bad fighter. John Molina wasn't a bad fighter. You know what I'm saying? You can go on and on with a list of guys going over there and beat Ricky Burns when he was robbing the hell out of guys left and right. Ray Beltran wasn't a bad fighter. Solid. And then he leave 140 and then Mikey Garcia want to pop his head up. Regis want to pop their head up. You know, all them guys want to start coming from the shadows when he came from 140. When he left 140. Like, where was y'all at? Where your West was at when here come Lipias trying to get a free belt. Versus Kondo. And he lost that fight. Never seen no Kondo again. They told everybody he didn't fight nobody. Kyle Velasquez. Jeff Horn. You can go on and a host of guys that he fought. That was some good. That was good. He beat guys like they had never been beat before. Kell Brook had never been beat like that before. Outboxed Amir Khan, then he quit. Never been beat like that before. So, think about that for a minute. Gave Hank Lundy the ass whooping of a lifetime. I enjoyed it because he talked too much shit. Talk all that greasy shit, but don't forget your ass knocked out and beat like a fucking slave. Yeah, I said it. And they convinced people that Terence Crawford hadn't fought nobody, and guess what? The cream always rises to the top. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. You go live with our video. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.